For the last week, I've been trying to figure out how to review Marty Supreme, and I'll lightly talk about that, but I think more so what I should be focusing on is the overall context in which Marty Supreme exists, what it means for younger generations going to films, and how marketing campaigns dramatically shift the marketability of a product regardless of its topic. As for the movie itself, Marty Supreme, in short, feels electric. It feels like you're injecting endorphins, adrenaline, and anxiety into your veins directly for just about the entire 2.5 hour runtime. It really is a staggering achievement of production design, costuming, makeup even, and definitely the cinematography and score. From a tech field view, it is one of the most perfect films of the year, and really invigorating to see A24 doing something so well done with such a big budget for such a niche topic. The performances are all great, although I do feel as though Gwyneth Paltrow's part was completely underwritten. Felt like a lot of her scenes seemed unnecessary, and that she could do a lot more with better material, honestly. It's one of the few reasons why I don't think it would be considered a masterpiece in my opinion. It may over time, but for right now, it feels like that is a glaring flaw for a character that's supposed to be so pivotal, and for seeing why Gwyneth would even come back after 6 years for this project. Timmy's great. Timothy is doing the best he has ever done, and I think he's a great actor, even though I think he's really obnoxious, and we'll get into that with the ad campaign that is been taking place over the last month and a half. I do want to say, though, that Odessa Zion is someone that I am really looking forward to watching. I looked up her filmography, and there's nothing that I've really seen. I know she's in I Love LA, but I don't really watch TV just due to the time commitment. But yeah, I feel it's really good. It felt like a few stretches of the film were also a little overlong, but the edit itself was pretty dang good. Besides Gwyneth's character being underwritten, it was a really well done script. Like, I can see that a lot of years went into making the dialogue and plot structure this tight and this riveting. I feel like riveting is the word to use most for this, because in no other words, I was glued to the screen the entire time. I saw this in 70mm at the Hollywood Theater, which has been around since I believe 1928. It was the only 70mm screening in the Pacific Northwest that I could go to, as my passport is expired, which I should really get around to. But it was well worth the train ride to and from, staying in a hostel just to go to Portland for Christmas Day to watch it in 70mm. I will say, if there is a film screening, especially 70mm, it is a treat to watch. It is one of the best modern prints I have seen. I saw the first screening of it, so it was as virgin as it could be, just like a test screening probably beforehand to make sure the film was actually in good condition. But there was hardly ever any scratches and only a few cigarette burns to really just show when to change reels. It looks so good. Like, Darius Kanji is a great cinematographer, and I think this is his best work since maybe Boon Me, which I think that was like 10 years ago at this point, maybe even 15. But anyways, I think the real important thing to note is that even though this is a really big budget film and will probably lose money as far as whatever marketing campaign costs, which seems like a lot even though Timothy is putting in a lot of his own money for that, and the overall production, which they say is upwards of $60 million. But I think people should stop looking at the profitability of films upon initial release. I feel like films like this, or One Battle After Another, will have legs, and will just be relevant for years and years, and people will continue going out of their way to see it. Especially with the fact that these films are going to get so much buzz. I think Marty's actually going to walk away with little to no awards this season, just because it's directly up against One Battle After Another for basically every category. I do think Timmy is going to win, though. Like, his performance really is just so insanely charged and chaotic and intense and committed. Like, the whole thing is that it feels like he's really living in this character, which seems kind of understandable because he is really obnoxious again. I will also say that it was really cool to see Abel Ferreira in another Safdie movie. I think the only other one he was in was Daddy Longlegs, and that was like 2009. But it's so cool to see such a great director doing acting and doing it well. I'll refrain from talking about the plot whatsoever, because I think that it is best to go in as blind as possible. And the only thing that I will say is that the intro sequence is very reminiscent of another Safdie movie, and you will know exactly which one as soon as you see it. But it is so funny. This movie is hilarious. It really had me like laughing to the point of crying, and it's also one of the best sports movies of the last decade. Like, I am not a big sports person. Last year I loved Challengers. That's very atypical of the sports genre. This is also pretty atypical of the sports genre. But what I will say is the action when it came to the actual ping pong or table tennis at that point in time. Table tennis was insane. The semifinals were cool. I don't know why they're giving so much press coverage, maybe because it's not really too revealing of the plot, potentially, but it was the least intense and least I cared about one of the matches, even though it was very showy. And yeah, I think it's just a really tonally cohesive movie, which is very wild because of how chaotic it is. Now on to what this movie means for our current culture. Not so much about the themes, but more so about what this kind of a film means to America, to the idea of a mid-budget to lower high-budget film being so talked about and so engaged, where so many films don't actually have that much buzz from marketing campaigns. This film shows that even a niche topic like table tennis can get college students, which for the most part, their years of movie-going age for solo movie experiences were during the heat of the pandemic. And for a super long time, there's been a downturn in sales. And sure, ticket sales may be down this year too, but the projects that have succeeded and gotten people into the theater and talking about it, you got Sinners, you got, I don't know, Avatar's not that great, but at the same time, at least it's a big blockbuster that people care about. Weapons is another notable example. Ironically, the Minecraft movie, which was horrible, got people talking about it because it was just so in the face of itself, which is great for marketing. And I think having a more comedic approach to marketing usually works better than anything serious. So Avatar is doing the worst out of any of the three movies. It has continuously gone down in market sales. The Sinners trailer, while it showed a lot of the dramatic stuff, it also was very humorous in what it was showing as well. So it showed a great range of it, and I think that it is definitely a drama and a serious movie, but having something that had a lot of fun to it was really integral to the experience. And I think that Marty's ad campaign is really emblematic of that specific shift towards kind of comedic self-parodying. The film, even though it's a comedy, is very intense and very focused, and the ad campaign is a complete slapstick farce of what people would expect from a movie that's trying to be taken very seriously. Because it is trying to be taken seriously even with the comedy. Like, it is like, we are here on a mission to dream big and reach our dreams, even if we're horrible people. And I just really think that it sucks that we need such extensive ad campaigns to get people into theaters, because I have wanted to watch this since it was announced because I already have experience with the director and actors. I liked everything I heard about that. Usually that's all I want to have going into a film, is just knowing who's in it, as far as who I should know is in it. And not even a plot description. I want to know as little as possible, because that always makes me the most surprised. More often than not, when I see a trailer, I want to watch it less. However, with stuff like the Minecraft movie and Marty Supreme, the ads are everywhere, especially for Marty Supreme on Instagram, TikTok, etc. The Sphere with all the ping pong balls colored orange around the entire thing and turning into a giant Marty Supreme ball. The wonderful Skype advertisement planning campaign.
Thousands of Wheatie boxes.
Oh.
Orange.
Super dumb, hate that it's showing everywhere, but it is fun and funny. What I don't like is they've been pushing clips of the movie so much, because I feel like this is a movie where the less you know, it really is better. And they kept showing more and more of the film rather than a single trailer, which is great to get people who take convincing to go. I just wish that we lived in a time where we were okay just going to the theater, just knowing who a couple of people were. But yeah, Timothy has been very arrogant with how he has been acting, but it is undeniable that he cares about this project, and it is so good to see enthusiasm in a project. Like when you saw Sinners, which did really well in the domestic box office, didn't really make much international. You could tell that everyone on that project really cared about it. It was not a cash grab. It was something people were putting their necks on the line for. And this is a movie where Safdie, Timothy, A24 are putting their hand down on the most expensive project they've worked on for the most part, besides Dune, obviously, and being like, let me show you what I can do when I'm given all the tools and all of the freedom to make what I want. And I think we just need to be in a society where we're not making all of the slop in the world, which is fun. It's good to have time to pass with slop, but really focus on making sure that projects are given the resources to which people who actually will care about that source material, which in this case is just the script. There's no basis for it or adaptation, but the source of any film is the script. And having people actually care about their characters, care about what the film is doing, what it's saying, I think that is really important. And I'm really hoping that we see more studios trying to get actors and actresses to really have projects worthwhile, especially with the conglomeration of potentially Netflix and Warner Brothers or Paramount and Warner Brothers. It seems like we'll just get less and less of that, and I'm really glad we got films like this and Sinners and One Battle After Another in America this year, because I don't think it will be the same going forward. I am so happy we got this year because this was really the best year since the pandemic started. I'm still pretty low in how many films I see in theaters, especially new films, which it's like 56 for the year. I wish I watched more, but I just don't get around to it. It is so refreshing to see that we're finally giving chances with budgets to people. And I am sad that it will likely be a swan song for the rest of film history, potentially. It really is like, this year is a great final note for real film productions. And I am just hoping that I am wrong and that this will end. Anyways, that is my long tangential coverage of the context and significance of Marty Supreme, as well as my light review. Just to wrap it up, I will say that Marty Supreme is a 4.5 out of 5. Go see it in theaters, support your local theaters, independent theaters, push them out, buy your concessions. I honestly, at first, forgot to talk about this when I was recording, and just had to go back and mention this because, damn, is that score good? Daniel LePayton, What a Tricks Point Never, OPN. Just great, really cool 80s soundtrack. Love the anachronisms. So much of the film, the needle drops were great. It really did show the emblematic nature of which this film in heart is a 80s sports movie set in the 50s, and I am all here for it. It's his best one yet, and everything he has done is great. It's honestly my favorite work of his, which is crazy because his discography is phenomenal. I just really want to shout out Daniel, like, amazing job. Would say the score is like 9.5 out of 10, so I guess 4.75 out of 5. But yeah, super, super good. One final addendum that I completely forgot about was Tyler Conma, or Tyler the Creator. I want to say that he is great. He didn't have too much screen time, but his energy, conviction, just overall vibe, and presence was great for the amount of screen time he had, and I can't wait to see who gets to utilize him and his talents going forward, because he really does have a spot on the screen. Like, genuinely one of the better musician performances of the last few years, and there have been a lot of great musician performances over the last few years. And that's a wrap. I don't think I have anything else that's important to say about Marty Supreme. Go out and enjoy it. Make your own opinions. Letterboxd is in the description. And see you in the next one.